I know you've been busy in the weather department. Where is Nicholas now?
Yeah, we are tracking the Nicholas. We have the 4 a.m. update for you. We'll get another one here as we head toward the top of the hour, heading toward the 7 o'clock here this morning. But as of 4 a.m., the 70-mile-per-hour winds north and northeast is the movement with now Tropical Storm Nicholas. As we just mentioned, it came on shore as a Category 1 hurricane a little bit earlier here this morning, around 1 o'clock or so this morning. And you see those gusts with those winds still up over 80 miles per hour with the 4 a.m. update. So you see it's going to be moving away from Houston, but still going to be a big rainmaker. It will continue to weaken as it's moved inland now, but we are talking about the multi-inch rains up over 10 inches perhaps in some areas, and those winds will still be gusting as well with the circulation around that. In Houston right now, 39-mile-per-hour wind gusts, 42 there you see along the coast and heading down toward Galveston, looking at a 47-mile-per-hour wind gust there right now. So we'll continue to see those winds and the very heavy rain. You see what it looks like with those heavier bands of showers. The bulk of that's still out in the Gulf, but those are going to be moving on shore, especially into Louisiana, getting up toward Lake Charles. It looks like the heavy rain is going to be moving away from Houston as we go through the morning hours, heading into the afternoon, but still plenty of heavy rain. As we look at the track of that, it's going to move a little more due east as we head later into today and early tomorrow, but still dumping lots of heavy rain along the Gulf Coast there and across Louisiana and Mississippi here as we head toward Wednesday on into Thursday. Perhaps we're still going to be dealing with that. So the flash flood watches remain. In effect, we'll have 10 inches plus of rain in some areas, and you see that stretches from Houston, Galveston, right along the Gulf Coast of Louisiana, all the way over toward New Orleans with those flash flood watches in effect. And we'll take a closer look at the rainfall forecast for those areas, exactly what they don't need to see along the Gulf Coast, as you know, of Louisiana, still cleaning up from Ida just a couple of weeks ago. So more heavy rain expected there, and that will continue to aggravate the flooding issues along the Louisiana coast, especially the southern part of Louisiana. Now, we do have a team down along the Gulf Coast there in Galveston. Jason Whiteley, you're down there. What can you tell us right now?
Greg, good morning to you. The sun still has not risen down here along Seawall Boulevard. We're at 32nd and Seawall, a little farther down the island in the city of Galveston. Let's give you a look out here at Seawall Boulevard, though. It's interesting there. You can still see some sea spray, a little rain still coming in offshore. But, you know, the wind is so strong here in the 6 o'clock hour that it has dried a lot of Seawall Boulevard. That's just hard to imagine because a few hours ago, we kept hearing our doors and our window here in the second story of this hotel just getting pummeled, and the doors just, you know, kind of bouncing back and forth as the rain kind of moved ashore. To give you an idea of just kind of, you know, how much this really impacted the area down here, we're still seeing off in the distance some spots where the transformers are glowing, where wind is knocking down trees are knocking down power lines. That's kind of the big threat as we move into the daylight hours here on Tuesday morning. The center of the circulation you were talking about a few moments ago, Greg, starting to move over towards the downtown city center of Houston. That's an issue, even though there's not a lot of rain it's bringing to the downtown city center of Houston. It's bringing the strongest winds, and the strongest winds are likely going to be taking out some power lines. About 5:30 or so, I was checking the CenterPoint Energy electricity outage tracker. 380,000 so customers without power then. About 20 minutes ago, it was 401,000. A few minutes ago before we went on, 404,000 customers without. So the number of people losing electricity is climbing at this hour in Houston. And to explain kind of how much this storm really kind of is hugging the coast, the Texas Gulf Coast here, the Katy area got less than an inch of rain. As you move towards the coast here, League City, which is along 45 near NASA and Johnson Space Center there, it got 7 inches of rain. And down in the Galveston area, they're still trying to tally that up, but we understand it was clearly in the double digits here. So that's clearly an impact of what we saw down here. And you know what, Greg, we talked to some people last night, and again this morning we can tell that there are a number of businesses still planning to reopen, especially since at least for now they have power. Tashara, back to you.
At least for now, Jason, thank you for that reporting. You know what? We've seen a lot of new video coming in overnight. This is from Surfside Beach, where the storm surge caused flooding. Cleo Green in our WFA newsroom with some of those images coming in through social media. Cleo, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Tashara, and as Jason had mentioned, power is a big issue this morning. Our sister station KHOU saying that they are tracking more than 400,000 customer power outages across Southeast Texas right now. Most of them are in the Houston area, and they want to know where are people being affected affected. So they sent that message out on Twitter. Back to my Twitter friend this morning, Reed Timmer. He calls himself an extreme meteorologist. He's a storm tracer for AccuWeather, and he started his journey last night in Matagorda County. All right, this is the area where Nicholas first made landfall. His caption here saying big wind gusting over 70 miles per hour. Here's another tweet from him showing us that storm surge near Surfside Beach. It does not look good. As Greg had said yesterday, this is going to be a rainmaker. As you can see, flooding, a huge issue this morning. All right, Matt, he's a reporter for our sister station KO2U, and this video is very interesting. If we could take it full and take a closer look here, he says this Gulf Freeway overpass is lined with empty cars. It's one of the many methods that Houston area residents have learned to use to avoid waking up to a flooded car. All right, Mark, I'm going to end here because Galveston is actually trending on social media this morning. And here's the reason why I can't make this stuff up. Someone was walking along Galveston Beach dressed as Michael Myers, and he was arrested. So go figure.
Oh boy, thank you for all those updates, Cleo. I know you've been working hard this morning.
Yes.
We did bring in some backup this morning to help track Hurricane Nicholas. We've got Kyle Roberts in, keeping an eye on the impact of Nicholas. We will check in with him about 6:20 this morning. In the meantime, make sure you download the WFAA app to help you stay on top of Nicholas's track and our local forecast as well. It is free and you can download it in whichever app store you use. And